This is Shane Watson here for Party Boxing Promotions. I'm lucky enough to be joined by Tommy Jacobs. How are you, Tommy?
I'm very well, thank you, Shane, and thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Obviously, you've made your return to the pro boxing ring. You've got a very good opponent as your first fight back. How did it feel to call yourself a professional boxer again?
You know what? It's absolutely out of this world. For the past few years, I've been campaigning on a different circuit, and it's all I've ever wanted is to be a professional boxer. All I ever care about is them fights going up on box rec and everything like that. And when I went for my board meeting with Mo, and they finally turned around and said, "Yep, we recommend you for your license," it was like the weight of the world had been taken off my shoulders, and it's almost like I can carry on with my life.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you spent a long time out of the pro game. You've been in the pro game before, as I've seen you've had one pro fight, and I know that you fought on the BB circuit as well.
Yeah.
How how come you're coming back into such a good opponent, like a guy with a good winning record who's definitely going to come to win?
Purely because of my age. I sat down with Mo and I turned around and said, I'm too old to be spending a year or two boxing journeyman and learning on the job. It's sort of chuck me in the deep end and see how I get on, because I haven't got time to waste boxing people with negative records, etc. If I can't get in there and do what I want to do now, then I'm probably never going to be able to. I mean, I'm not going to be able to. If it takes me 2 or 3 years to get to a decent level, I mean, that's 2 or 3 years older I've got. So we want to get there as quick as we can, as fresh as we can, with as least miles on the clock as possible. So that's why we're jumping straight in at the deep end.
And as I know you used to compete at middleweight, what are you looking at competing in for this fight?
So this fight's at middleweight. This fight's scheduled at middleweight, and we're going to stay at middleweight for the first 2 or 3 fights, and perhaps maybe drop down to light middle for championship level fights, depending on what my nutritionist thinks. If he's happy and thinks that we can get down to light middle or super welter without too much of an issue, then that's what we'll do.
And
Yeah, for the first couple, we'll go at middleweight, get myself back used to competing and being fit and in a decent shape.
and how's your training been going so far for this?
The training's absolutely fantastic. I can't fault it enough. It's going absolutely brilliant. Everything's fantastic. We've got a brilliant team behind us at Hoddesdon, and I'm talking coaches and stable mates. So we've got sparring that is out of this world, and we're not even going in for any extra sparring yet until I'm a bit closer to weight. But the sparring I've got on hand at the gym is more than enough as it is, and the coaches and the team behind us at the gym are fantastic. So I can't fault it. It's absolutely brilliant, and I'm really enjoying it and getting my teeth stuck into things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's always a good thing to hear a comeback story, because I mean, it give a lot of other fighters inspiration that maybe haven't been able to get their license back yet. I know a few myself that are struggling to get a license and maybe never to give up and keep battling, because one day maybe you can get there and you can turn your life around.
Well, exactly that. This has been my goal since I walked into Harwich Amateur Boxing Club at 10 years old. It was like, right, I'm going to be a professional and I'm going to win belts and titles. So, and that's never changed. From the very first day I walked into that boxing gym, that has been my mindset and my goal ever since. And I could have quite easily, over the last few years, gone and got a normal job and just been like everyone else in the world. But no, so I surrounded myself and made my whole life all about boxing, so that I can jump straight in as soon as was ready. And we're ready to go now. We're going to make a big statement on July 24th.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in regards to boxing, like what's your goal? What do you want to achieve?
Um, I've got nothing entirely specific. Like I'm not going to turn around and say I want to win this, I want to win that. Like I said, we sat down with Mo and I said, right, I want to be as busy as possible. So we're gonna get out as often as we can in the beginning. So we've got 3 fights in the first 3 months. So we're out July, August, and September. And in an ideal world, injury free and shows permitting and no more sort of COVID stuff and all that. Ideally, we'd like to be challenging for a title before the year's out.
Yeah.
In terms of what level I get to, who knows? I want to get to the highest level possible, and I'll keep pushing until I get there. Whether I get there or not, who knows? Time will tell. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep going, and we're just going to push as hard as we can, as fast as we can, and get to the highest level possible. Hence why we're jumping in with very decent opponents.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us, Tom. It's been great to have you on. I'll let you get on with training hours. I know I've just got you before you start your session. And
Not a problem.
take care, and hopefully we'll see you again ahead of fight night.
Lovely. Thanks a lot. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.